Yay, it's finally fucking over. You don't understand me, man, bro. You do not understand. When I say I could not shoot, I couldn't do anything. You seen it. I just missed every single shot, bro. I was missing almost everything.
Mucho gusto, and welcome to Noche Latina on 2K Sports.
Yeah, that ain't worth either.
From the jerseys to the food to the halftime entertainment tonight, a distinctive Latin flavor. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony. Reporting from the sideline.
I was going to play
Western Conference battles, always fun. This time it's the San Antonio Spurs intent on protecting home court.
That's what I'm on right now.
They faced the Grizzlies and came away with a win. They've got a nice head start on this season series, up 2 games to none.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning.
I wanted to play my last game with the Grizzlies and see what happens.
Kept the crowd out of the game, and for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. Shooting San Antonio. It's going with almost an entire new group here. Anderson, he's checked in for Gasol. Freak comes in for Zach Randolph. Carter, he's checked in for Matt Barnes. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Allen. And the dunk by West.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
Here's the screen, and Mills kicks to Ginobili. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
And Freak throws it down.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
.119 left here in the opening quarter. And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Yes, plenty of reason for confidence coming into this game. They're leading the series 2 games to none this season. But he's far from complacent. He said their length and shot blocking inside does present some challenges. We can't get careless in our attack and fail to react to outside defenders. Guys, let's see how they do.
Wonderful, Doris. Thanks for the report.
You know, I think he's right to be concerned about the defense they're going up against today. I mean, it's going to take some creativity for them on offense to be able to score consistently.
I think that's their primary concern. I mean, they'd be fooling themselves if they said scoring against this D is going to be easy.
Some nice passing there by Memphis. It's blocked. Mills with it, and it's Carter picking him up. And Mills kicks to Leonard. West outside. The dish now to Mills. The shot's good on the assist by West. Mills has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Grizzlies trail by 9. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Diaw with the steal. Mills passes to Leonard.
I'll be right back.
Outside.
All right.
A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Stevenson cannot hit. And so the first quarter is in the books. Spurs lead by 9. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment.
And just rock some career, and then get back on in a little bit. We can rock some 3-on-3 or whatever. All right, check you. I'll probably play this for like probably another 20 minutes, and then hop off for a little bit and probably jump back on. Eyeballs are starting to hurt. I'm going to finish this game and then hop off. Alright, man.
And LaMarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, without question. He talked about the responsibility that comes with that role.
In every aspect, you know, it's a change for us, being more vocal, doing it on the court, trying to lead in practice. I think overall everything I do has to be better because guys are trying to follow me.
Greg, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to LaMarcus Aldridge's game?
And, you know, Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Some players, you know, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. And others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
The timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Green in at the 3 slot. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
And the wide open shot from Ginobili. The three-pointer off the mark. The Grizzlies trail by 12. Here's Stevenson. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Stevenson's got his first 2 points.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
And continuing our talk of Tony Parker, the first year he laced up his sneakers, he increased the tempo for that entire Spurs offense, and it continues to this day.
Yeah, and the increase in floor spacing and tempo, a big reason the Admiral, Tim Duncan, and Parker won the championship together in 2003, and obviously Duncan and Parker.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. Freak comes in for Zach Randolph. Matt Barnes is checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Carter in for Allen.
And let's take a look now at Kawhi Leonard's numbers. He's been on a tremendous roll since the All-Star break. 18th in scoring, 18th in steals, and of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And like you were saying, one of the stronger scorers in the league, a tireless worker at the offensive end of the floor.
And he makes the first. So he gets them both.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Barnes kicks to Carter. Wright sets a screen. Leonard with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And he gets it to go. Leonard's got 4 points in the quarter. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Spurs.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, adding on to that, they've done a great job of challenging and changing shots in this first half, and they've gotten some blocks as well.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Lakers played really well. He ended with 7 points, and there weren't too many shots that didn't fall for him. Really efficient night from the field. A bit of a surprise attack for him, as he is usually just regarded as a role player on his team.
And Doris, thank you so much. He couldn't have been much better in that game, could he, GA?
Not at all. He was great. I mean, that's for sure. If he wasn't at his best, he was awfully close.
Guys, he came to compete and win. Let's hope he's got that same attitude, that same energy, that same swag here tonight.
And Diao gets it to go. The assist by Mills. Mills has got 3 assists now in this one. Leonard against Conley. They set the pick. Shot to stop the run. And Freak with the layup. Freak's got his second bucket tonight.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Diao with a wide open look. Offline with his 3.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Barnes kicks to Freak. It's hauled in by Diao.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
San Antonio with the ball. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
And nothing went well offensively on this night for them. They were just completely disjointed.
Yeah, you could call it the 3 Ds. Disjointed, disorganized, discombobulated, or whatever else you wanted to use to describe that would be appropriate.
Conley sets a screen for Freak. He dishes it to Anderson. Conley, the pass to Freak. 5 on the clock. Conley kicks to Freak. Pulls it up. Rebound San Antonio. Outside, Green. To the paint. Mills dishes to Diao. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And up to this point on the season, he's set a pace of right around 73% when he gets to the line.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Conley. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's San Antonio ending the second quarter on a 14-4 run. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, David, a great first half that demonstrates a lot of the evolution of this team. As a veteran of this group, can you tell us a bit about the concepts that have helped this cohesion?
You know, we've developed some good habits, creating an identity, but we've just got to continue to try to make the right play every single time, and then the game will speak for itself.
David, thank you. Guys, Coach would point directly to this guy as to what this team is all about.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Come on now, guys. We can get back into this game and take these fans out of it. Let's go through that first half. We were careless with the ball in that half, and that's putting it mildly. You fellas have to do a better job of limiting the turnovers. We gave their D way too many gifts. And another thing, guys, we're not shooting the ball with confidence. We can do better. Let's make some smart plays and try to get ourselves into a rhythm. And don't worry too much about our tempo this half. We'll take what the defense gives us, whether it's on the break or on the half-court set. We shouldn't be down this far at the half to any team, especially not this team. Let's show some self-respect and get out there and turn this thing around.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. One of the top stories here, Tim Duncan getting it done today.
And the approach of that first half was an aggressive one. Take it to the teeth of the defense, put them on the heels, and you're either going to score or get to the line.
And mostly he's been getting to the line, guys. I mean, he has the free throw total to show for it, as well as the bumps and bruises.
Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Conley and Allen in the backcourt. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. And it's Barnes in at the small forward position. For a long time in San Antonio, it's been about the big three, and rightfully so with all their wins. And Kawhi Leonard seems to be their future.
And Kawhi and the big three recognize that and are trying to ease the transition period. And if you know the Spurs, they'll make a smooth transition, won't they, Kevin?
Absolutely. Aldridge a screen. Parker kicks to Leonard. Outside Aldridge. 5 to shoot. No good there off the double clutch.
And guys, for Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs, Coach Popovich already sees him as the next guy. He told Leonard not to think of the big three, but to think of himself as the big one.
Conley the pass to Randall. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got his 4th assist in this one.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Green kicks to Duncan. Pass to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Conley. To the middle. It's tipped. Gasol with the steal. And now it's Allen. Running. He can go all the way.
Well, they need those kinds of plays right now. I mean, smart defense generating some offense.
And really, Clark, that's the way you get yourself back into the game. Key stops and then try to get out in transition for some easy ones.
Parker with it. Conley picks him up. Leonard on the wing. Shoots. And the shot no good. A bit short.
And guys, with what Popovich said about Leonard, small things like that can be the catalyst to get a player to reach greatness. Sooner or later, this will be Kawhi's team.
Conley against Parker. 6 on the shot clock. A wide open look for Gasol. And another basket for Memphis.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Aldridge wide open. He fires. San Antonio again missing.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Parker with it. 7 points in the game. Outside, Green. The feed now. Comes in for Zach Randolph. Carter, he's checked in for Barnes. And Lance Stevenson subbed in for Tony Allen.
Man, like shit today.
Stevenson outside. Inside. Here's Freak. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. 16 seconds left in the third. Just 4 to shoot. Great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. Ginobili left side. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. The Spurs have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement, so that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
He's off on the second. Here's Diaw, and he uses the glass on the layup. Diaw's got 7 points in the game.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Spurs up by 15. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Here's Conley. Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. Then there's Boris Diaw, and it's Mills. That's the San Antonio 5.
Quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
David West, he's checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Patty Mills. Zach Randolph, he's checked in for Memphis. Well, it was the Memphis Grizzlies in their last game, a loss to the Los Angeles Lakers. It's Parker outside. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got his 4th rebound in this one. Randolph against Leonard. Back to Conley. Inside, Randolph. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. And it's 8 points for Zach Randolph.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they've bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
They set the pick. Diaw, the screen. He used that pick to perfection. That's 7 points for Manu Ginobili.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Boris Diaw. And to nobody's surprise, Zach Randolph enjoyed an outstanding season, Clark, in 14-15.
And, you know, ironically, by taking more of a backseat to front court make Marc Gasol, Randolph played better, the best rebound rate of his career.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And for the Grizzlies, they had to be encouraged by Randolph's play after signing him to that extension. I mean, he'd been set back by the knee injury, but he came back in a big way.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for West. Aldridge comes in for Boris Diaw. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili. And Zach Randolph drops them both.
And Randolph happy to be back in Memphis. He said, this is home. This is where I belong. And look, he's helped establish this team as a power in the Western Conference. And for me, this is the right place for him to be.
Duncan and Gasol sends it back. Now here is Conley. Feeds to Randolph. And the rejection by Leonard. Allen against Parker. Pass to Green. Outside Aldridge. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Gasol. The Grizzlies trail by 15. Ball's knocked loose. Parker against Barnes. Parker drives in. "16 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Parker outside. It's Ginobili on the wing. From downtown.
What are you doing?
And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
You have to avoid fouls like that. As a defender, challenge the three-point shooter, but run by him, not into him.
That is good from Ginobili. And he sinks the second. Last one's off, and they'll settle for 2 points. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
David, obviously a very productive second unit. How does that change this basketball team when they play like that?
I mean, they set the tone. We're a very deep team, and our bench is going to have an advantage most nights.
David, thank you. Kevin, depth always important in the NBA.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin, and now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard. He delivered quite a star performance. Not uncommon, as we've seen him have this sort of terrific night many times.
There's no question about it. As far as small forwards go, Kawhi Leonard is right up there with the best of them. You know if you leave him open, he's going to knock it down every look he gets. But what makes him elite is his stifling brand of D.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. He gets jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
Cece.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you again.
My pleasure.
Freak. Great game last night.
That's what I do, right?
You'd have a seat. Pagnotti.
How you doing?
Thought you'd be selling used cars by now.
Funny, comedian. I thought you would have invested in some new clothes, being a team owner and all. I see you still rocking that Goodwill look.
Freak, what are you hanging around with this guy for? You know he's bad company, right?
Got no choice. He helps me pay the bills. Plus, our mother loves him.
Thank you all for coming by on such short notice. So you know why we're here, right?
Not really.
You want to negotiate an extension for Freak, right?
Well, since you mentioned it, your client is quickly becoming a liability for this organization.
We've already put a plan in place that's going to address all your concerns and issues.
Let me finish. Thank you. Myself, the front office, and the coaches are not satisfied with the adjustments you've made in your life off the court. I personally warned you about the company you keep, and we're fed up with the late nights and showing up late to shoot-arounds and the bad press and the incident at the nightclub. I told you Vic was going to be your downfall, and I was right. Something has to change now. or we're not going to need your services any longer.
If this is about that Twitter stuff, Vic was playing. Okay, it was a joke.
It's not about that. It's everything.
But like I told you before, Vic is my best friend. I can't just cut him off. He's practically family.
Not really. What exactly are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything, Dom. I'm saying it. Freak and his friend Vic are a problem for me and this organization. And I called you in here to figure out how we all together can fix this problem. And right now, I'm only seeing one solution.
I agree that Freak may need to make some adjustments in his personal life off the court, but that's a learning process. We both know that. But this almost sounds like a threat. And Dom Pagnotti doesn't take too kindly to threats. Is this a threat?
Call it what you will.
We all know that Vic is a problem. The only person who doesn't seem to realize that is my brother. I'm sorry, bro, but enough is enough.
I don't have a problem with what you're saying. I have a problem with how you're saying it. Now, I know we can come to some understanding without all the ultimatums or threats.
Can we all come to a understanding, a compromise?
No. No more compromises. I already warned Freak. I told you. Don't be a hero. Cut that zero. It's cut Vic loose, or we trade Freak. It's that simple.
Fine, we'll go sign with another team.
Good luck with that, Pagnotti. Because of Vic, Freak's reputation precedes him.
No, because of Freak's God-given talent, his reputation precedes him.
Everybody's been talking. Dom, you know how this works. This is not about you and me and our history. This is about your client. Help him.
You talking as if I'm invisible. You talking around me, about me, but not to me. Vic has always had my back. And I've given this team everything I got. I practice hard. I play hard. Yeah, some nights I got it, some nights I don't. Some days I might even show up a little late to shoot arounds. But every time I'm on that court, I've always given my best. And I see how it is, though. I mean, us players got to be loyal to you, but you don't have to be loyal to us players. Try to give me some father and son talk, talking about how you love your players and how you look up for them. Come on, man. You trying to cut me off like you cut off Izzy. Don't you have people loyal to you no matter what? People you can't cut off? Well, that's me and Vic. Vic and me. Y'all insist, really. They could tell me stop hanging with Vic. What makes you think they won't tell me stop talking to you? You remember in 7th grade? Some guys were trying to jump me over some girl. Vic was the one to get some friends just to walk me home. When they came, we went at it, but I wasn't alone. When I got my scholarship, it was Vic who put the word on the streets that nobody should mess with me because I had a future. Vic was protecting me. And sir, I know Vic is crazy. But before all the hype and the lights, media, fans, it was just me and Vic. He's always been there. I mean, if y'all don't like that, I don't know what to say.
It hurts me to say this, but I see his point. What you don't understand is that the league doesn't have your back anymore. Not like they used to. They try, but it's too much. Social media has changed everything. And this last incident with Vic, that was the final straw.
It was a joke.
It wasn't funny. You know it wasn't a joke. Vic was defending you, stepping in to protect your honor by attacking another teammate like that? Talking about his manhood, his wife, his kids, his family, so you can be the big dog on the court? That's uncalled for.
And they all know your relationship with Vic, so they think it's coming from you.
But that's the media blowing everything out of proportion as usual.
It's not just the media. He's attacking other players, other teams. He's out of control. Vic just doesn't know how to behave.
We got guys on our squad who don't want to be here because of that beef. There is no place for that kind of inappropriate behavior in this league. If you can't trust your teammates, who can you trust?
What Vic is doing isn't right. He's bringing you down, and people can see it. I see how all the other players are looking at you. Oh, it's not cool. It's not cool at all.
What, don't talk to him? Don't hang with him?
You do what you gotta do. That's your call. But let me tell you this. You asked me if I had friends that I couldn't cut off? Yeah, I did for a while. Friends, business partners, girlfriends, wives, family that I thought I couldn't cut off. But I learned that sometimes you gotta make the hard decisions. I mean, some of these people, they were just bad for me. They were bringing me down. They weren't making me better. They were good for the time that they were there, but I grew up. Not in age and maturity, but in mind and spirit. I was ready for the next level in my life. And I'll be honest with you, I've been on the receiving end of that. I've been cut off before myself, and yeah, it hurt at the time. But looking back, they were doing the right thing for me. Just don't tell my ex-wife that, Pagnotti.
So what's the next move?
The next move is Freaks. It always has been. Question is he ready and willing to do what needs to be done?
This is messed up.
You take a moment to think about it, but think long, think wrong. The snafu should have been cleaned up a long time ago. With or without you, we got games to win.
Freak, you gotta handle your business.
Okay, we've all said our piece. You might cut me off as your manager, but I will always be your sister. Twin, this is on you. I might not like it, but I will respect any decision you make. Yvette, please.
Cece.
Yvette.
Where's Dom?
I had him call you.
Why?
I'm gonna cut right to the chase. My brother is deeply in love with you. And I'm ready to put our differences aside if you are.
Really?
On a string.
I'm with it.
Team Freak.
Team Freak.
All right, so if you're gonna be down with the team, I gotta show you the dap.
Oh, the dap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, look at this.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Swish.
Swish.
Yeah. Again.
Like. Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Swish. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like that.
Cool, right?